Hello everybody, and welcome back to Part-Time Drifter. It's Brian here, of course. I promise you're eventually going to see other faces on this channel. It's kind of the whole thing about being a nomad is, you don't always necessarily have someone on the road with you. I may have some trips coming up soon where we can change that a bit. I know a couple of friends have expressed an interest in coming out on some campouts and whatnot, and I might not have told them that, once you've been a friend of mine long enough, you're just going to get included. But, they should expect that by now, right? Anyway, we are getting on the road to head out towards Jefferson, Texas, and get this, if you've never heard of it before, Uncertain, Texas. That's right, there's a whole lot of myth and folklore about how they came up with the name. My personal favorite is that back in the days when they were taking mail boats up and down from the coast, the port that Uncertain is at Lake Caddo, was the last stop. So anything that had an uncertain destination got dropped off there. The most likely version is that when they were incorporating the town and whatnot, making everything official, they went ahead and told them to fill out the paperwork, and they said if you don't know the answer to something, don't worry about it, we'll take care of it later. And when they filled out name, they couldn't agree, so they wrote Uncertain, just following instructions. And as a result, the city's uncertain. The weather may not agree with us again. Forecast is looking a little bit rough, but that's okay. First video tells us anything, so we will adapt, we will overcome. There's been a few of these videos down the pipe for you guys so far. What are you thinking thus far? I think I'm getting a little bit more comfortable around the camera at this point. I'm just kind of talking with you like you're sitting over here in the passenger seat with me. And yeah, I've been enjoying it. I certainly hope you guys are. But please let me know if you have any ideas or anything. We're actually heading out to a local winery called Enoch Stomps. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. I'm kind of say, guys, dyslexia and hooked on phonics did not work for me. I can read really well. I think I can speak fairly well, but just don't ask me to, pronounce words. Just realize how horrible that sounds. Yeah, why not? I mean, I went to a wedding out there 10 plus years ago. Like, I drove into town, I want to say closer to 15 maybe, here nor there. But I didn't even enjoy the winery. Like, everything was all booked up, and they, it was all set up in event mode, not winery mode. I didn't have that much of an appreciation of wine at the time anyway. I still wouldn't call myself a som, but, I've got my taste. I don't look like a complete buffoon when I'm tasting and talking to others about it. I can detect the oaks and whatnot. And then we're going to be driving into Jefferson about 8 o'clock this evening. We'll be doing something a little bit spooky, because lo and behold, on our list of spooky things we're doing this weekend, Jefferson, which is kind of the hub town that Uncertain's a little community based out of, is Jefferson is reputed as being the most haunted city in Texas. Now, how much of that is there? I'll leave that to your own. But I do like going to old spooky places, and I'll go so far as to admit there are things in this world man has not made a scientific explanation for. Let's leave it at that for now. Anyway, we're going to check out Jefferson's Ghost Walk Tour. Kind of get that out, get the lay of the land. And tomorrow we'll be heading out to check out a car show in Jefferson, weather permitting. It's not going to be the nicest weather this weekend, so hopefully that's still going on. If not, we'll figure something else out. I've got a couple of things in mind. One, I'm going to kind of keep a secret. So yeah, editing Brian here, coming at you from the swivel seat editing bay of Serenity. And I'm just going to stop that optimistic idiot right there. Things did not go nearly as planned in Jefferson. So I'm not going to spoil the big surprise because I was about to give you too many hints there. So if you want to figure out what that is, you're just going to have to wait around for Jefferson Part 2. There's something strange about returning to a place you know after so much time has passed. Sunsets still paint the sky the same myriad of colors, and the forest roads of East Texas have a special kind of immortal familiarity. But somehow, it all feels new. The rhythm of familiar roads are similar, but have a slightly different beat, each pebble and pothole adding to and maturing the song they sing. While the warm scent of pine needles baking in the afternoon sun will forever be the same, with the loss of old growth and the addition of new, it changes the aroma ever so slightly. Even if things look the same at first glance, there are thousands of tiny little changes brought on by the unstoppable march of time. In some abstract sense, I suppose that means at some level we can never return to the places we used to call home. Perhaps I'm just overthinking it. Either way, it creates kind of a beautiful dissonance when you do. It's a reminder that even if parts of us are more immutable, like the landscape, we too are always evolving, like the forest, changing with every mile and year that passes. It's like those old forest roads. Some things will always remain stubbornly the same, while the world around them shifts and grows. That's the truth of places, and it's true of people too, I think. Maybe that's why coming back to East Texas has been so bittersweet for me. It has provided me with the chance to not only see how much this part of the country I once called home has changed, but more importantly, how I've changed, reflected against the constant backdrop of this familiar place. Nestled in the rolling hills of East Texas, Enoch Stomp Winery is more than just a place to enjoy a glass of wine. It's a family legacy and a testament to the pursuit of excellence. Founded in 2004, Enoch Stomp reflects its founder's shared dream and heritage. Their award-winning wines are made from grapes grown on 12 acres in the heart of East Texas wine country. Whether you're a longtime fan or a first-time visitor, there's something for everyone here. Take a tour, enjoy a delicious meal at their on-site steakhouse, enjoy a glass of wine on their deck or in their tasting room. They even have luxurious villas that you can stay at to make it a long weekend. This afternoon, I visited Barrels, the tasting room, and had a wonderful time. I tried the Blue Bayou blueberry wine, which was fantastic, and so were all the other samples I had as well. It paired deliciously with the pizza I had, and the vibe was so nice that I even attempted to film myself. Even though exploring places like this alone makes me a little anxious, but I'm trying to do a better job of recording these experiences for you guys. Sadly, I had plans this evening in Jefferson, so I had to bid farewell to the winery for now, but I'll definitely be back. And next time, I think I'm going to sign up for one of those tours. Okay, everybody, we're back. I probably haven't turned off the camera for but a few minutes when, as I was driving down this little two-lane road, I saw a sign pointing to a cemetery that looked oddly abandoned. And when you're talking about creepy stuff, and then all of a sudden, bam, cemetery down creepy abandoned farm-to-market road, you've got to go look. So I've switched you guys into first person as we turn into Piney Cemetery. So if someone's ever posting this on my behalf or something in the future, guys, just know it's been fun. Nestled in Harrison County, Texas, Piney Cemetery holds centuries of history. The oldest marked graves date to 1861, and its grounds once held a schoolhouse and church. Piney even has a somber connection with a bygone era. Unmarked graves hint at a tragic story of a wagon train devastated by smallpox. It's a place where the living and the past intertwine. Filming in a cemetery like this can be a little bit of a delicate dance. Respect for those who are buried here is paramount, and capturing the beauty of a place like this while maintaining that reverence is a challenge. But perhaps it's that challenge that makes the attempt worthwhile. And it adds maybe just a hint of intrigue or, dare I say, spookiness. Especially when, just as I was wrapping up, a truck pulled in, parked next to Serenity, and its occupant was watching me, an unfamiliar face with stern curiosity. So, here checking out the cemetery and whatnot. I'll probably have some of those shots you've already seen. And, yeah. Then a truck just rolls up to the cemetery out in the middle of nowhere. Which, yeah, you know, could be totally coincidence. I'm not going to deny that in a small community of a few hundred people, a couple folks could be out at 5:55 on a random Friday afternoon to see what's up. I mean, you know, they could just be coming by to see someone. That's what cemeteries are here for. I mean, back in the day, they were used as like parks and picnic areas and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, my GoPro is not working. And also not showing me where it has any footage on it. Holy sh... Level 1 creepy, just kind of got to like level 3 because I pull out, the GoPro's not working, and no sooner do I get out here onto like the actual like county road at speed, and a vehicle a lot like the one that that pulled up at the cemetery has just gotten behind me. I'll leave the camera on for a little bit. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but people pulling up at the lowly populated cemetery at the same time I'm there. Then my camera not working. The GoPro, not this one, I hope. And then all of a sudden a similar vehicle following me. Yeah, so I'm outside the Harleton WSC. Okay guys, so this is the one where we find out what's going on here. Probably been like a solid 5 to maybe 10 minutes since I cut off the camera last. But the rub here is that honestly there's nowhere to go. So either you guys are about to get to see me laugh my ass off at a series of coincidences, or I'm gonna have the camera rolling as I pull over and let some of these cars pass and see what happens. Come on here. I'm serious. I've been recording now for like 3 minutes since I turned this camera back on with my plan to pull over, and there has not been a singular spot on this road. Right, I'm sure I'm just making light of the fact that there's yet another cemetery down an unmarked road. No, I don't think we're playing that game again today. Don't worry. Major road here. I'm not seeing anything I can pull into that's necessarily populated. Unmarked factory of some sort or industrial building of some kind. I am at a red light. Okay, that gave me a closer look. I'm pretty sure that's not the same car. That's making me feel a lot better right now. And they're turning. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna pull over and check out my GoPro and see what's down with that. What's going on at least. Because that was creepy. Don't get me wrong, I don't scare easy, but I think it's a whole ADHD thing. I can kind of pick up on a vibe, and it can kind of run away from me. I'll start to see coincidences, or I'll start to see causality where there's not causation. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's check out the GoPro and see what's up with it. Okay. I know everything's there. I'm just crazy. It happens sometimes, guys. Cool. I'll take creepy ghost story with thinking I'm an idiot after the fact, other than actual ghost story, any day of the week. I'll see y'all down the road again. Within the pines and bayous of East Texas, Jefferson was once a bustling river port, the second largest in the entire state. Founded in the 1840s, it became a powerhouse of commerce and culture. The key to Jefferson's growth was its location on Big Cypress Bayou, a tributary of the mighty Red River. Steamboats loaded with cotton, lumber, and other goods chugged their way to New Orleans and beyond. The town's streets bustled with merchants, travelers, and a lively mix of people from all walks of life. The wealth of those boom years has left its mark. Stately homes with wraparound porches and manicured gardens line the streets, a testament to those times of prosperity. You'll find grand examples of Greek Revival and Italian architecture, reminders of this town's cosmopolitan aspiration. It wasn't just cotton that flowed through Jefferson. Ideas, fashions, and art from around the world arrived here. The town boasted one of the very first opera houses in Texas, and you can still find buildings like the Jefferson Playhouse, where cultural life flourished. But as the railroads rose to prominence, river traffic declined. Jefferson's fortunes faded, and a layer of sleepy charm has since settled over the town. Thankfully, this slowdown has helped preserve its architectural and artistic treasures. But despite all the stories of hauntings, Jefferson isn't just a ghost of its past. Its storied streets and antique shows draw visitors from near and far. Festivals and events fill the calendar year-round. Jefferson remains a place where history echoes in every brick, and where a new chapter is always being written. So yeah, that was an interesting turn of events. For one reason or another, the ghost tour was canceled. So, the way that's going to work, here's hoping. Since today's was canceled, I can go to tomorrow's. But tomorrow's may be called on account of rain, depending on how things go. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to clear my stuff up for tomorrow. So, cross our fingers on that one. In the meantime, however, it's a bit early to hunker down and whatnot. So, by coincidence, a buddy of mine happens to be in the area. Familiar face if you've watched my previous videos.
I called it! I won the Super Bowl! I won the Super Bowl!
So we're going to go hang out for a little while and see what there is to be seen over there. Maybe I'll get some B-roll and stuff, but you know me and cameras and social situations. So I tell you what, I'll see you on the other side. Driving the roads around Caddo Lake at night takes on a whole new atmosphere. Narrow, single-lane, blacktop roads twist between fishing cabins, vacation rentals, and ancient cypress trees. Their long, eerie shadows stretch across the pavement, each one trying to reach out and grab you into some form of distraction. There's a hint of mystery in the air, and a sense that parts of these old roads may hold secrets one is best not to ask about. In short, I definitely need to come back and do some more exploring. But tonight, I wasn't out here to explore. Like I mentioned, a friend of mine is in town, staying with some family at one of the vacation rentals around the lake. Jimmy, or as you may know him, the Super Bowl winner, is always good company and likely to join a road trip with us at some point in the future. Jimmy's siblings were just as friendly as him. It didn't take long before I wasn't just visiting a friend, I was part of their little circle. His family welcomed me with open arms, and stories flowed between us as well as beers. It was a wonderful, albeit short time. Before too long, it was time for me to head back into Jefferson for the night, however, and leave the siblings to catching up over the weekend. As I drove those same dimly lit roads I came in on, the night felt a little different. Ghosts of the trees seemed a little less haunting, replaced with the warmth of connection and the promise of new friendships. The drive back to Jefferson felt like stepping into a different world. The shadows of Caddo Lake faded, replaced by the vast open stretches of East Texas Highway. The stars above seemed brighter now, unfiltered by the canopy of trees. There's always a quiet rhythm to these nighttime drives. The miles roll by, punctuated by the occasional flicker of small-town lights. My mind drifted to a mix of memories from the evening and anticipation for the adventures still to come. Once I arrived to Jefferson, it was no longer so much a beacon of hospitality. It seemed almost asleep at this hour. I found my planned boondocking spot as the quiet settled around me like a familiar blanket. Even out here, alone on the road, that feeling of connection lingered. Texas has a way of getting under your skin like that.
Good morning. Okay, so successful night of boondocking. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure the spot I'm at is, that's one of its intended purposes. I'm pretty sure I have at least one neighbor. But yeah, I'm parked at the, I'm parked at the municipal parking lot, which is right behind the county courthouse here in Jefferson. And iOverlander has it marked, and it's fairly recent updates that they've gone so far as to the city has told people who have parked here, yeah, no, this is a good spot to park. But that being said, it's not a campsite, so don't pull up, level your stuff, put out your pop-outs if you're in an RV, and then throw out the canopy and the chairs. This is very much so got the vibe of a show up, sleep, wake up, get out. Speaking of, we're about to start our quest for some coffee.
Sometimes the best finds are the ones you stumble upon, and that was definitely true with the Hive. This place exudes a warm, welcoming vibe that pulled me in. The aroma of roasted coffee beans filled the air, mingling with the sound of laughter and quiet chatter. Their signature brand's red eye immediately caught my eye. It's a standard traditional red eye. For those who don't know, that's coffee with a shot of espresso poured into it, but they dusted it with just a pinch of cocoa powder, paired with a chocolate cayenne scone. A delightful mix of sweet and spicy. It was a perfect taste of something unique to this place. Mother Nature wasn't exactly cooperating at the Outlaw Nationals Car Show this year. Rain dampened the festivities, but the spirit of the event was anything but downsized. Dedicated car enthusiasts braved the elements, and the show went on. It wasn't as massive of a turnout as you would expect on a sunny day, but the quality of the cars on display was undeniable. From gleaming muscle cars to beautifully restored classics, each vehicle showcased the passion and creativity of its owner. And the camaraderie? absolutely undeterred. While the crowd was small, conversations about horsepower, paint jobs, and hidden details filled the air. Let me know which one of the cars was your favorite in the comments down below. I'm far from a motorhead myself, but I do enjoy strolling the occasional car show now and then, so I wouldn't mind showing off more of them as I come across. For the record, I'm a fan of the green MGB, but that's a long story. Okay, so I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me, but yeah, it's actually starting to rain pretty seriously out here. I mean, it's a gorgeous place to be in the rain, but yeah, it's raining hard and only picking up. I'm not quite sure about my secret surprise trip or much else of the wilder exploring. We may end up just visiting Jefferson, Texas this weekend in the rain and coming back for uncertain later. I don't know if that's doing that justice. I'll have to get you guys some better shots. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. Just the vibes. The vibes. They're very spooky and very pretty. And maybe that's not for everyone, but it's kind of my thing. I know I wasn't assaulted by supernatural forces and chased down the highway by their mortal minions, but as often as I've had to give this GoPro some TLC this weekend, I don't think it likes the rain. Anyway, speaking of rain, I just kind of did some strolling through downtown Jefferson, checking out some of the local shops. There was Jefferson Coffee Roasters, which was pretty good stuff. Bought a cup of coffee. Definitely going to have to pick up some beans. They do their own roasting. Really, really awesome coffee. And then this little bit of video here was me trying to describe my visit to Foodie and completely unable to remember the name of the business or anyone's names. I apologize, guys. You were wonderful hosts, and I'm still enjoying the balsamic vinegar and the olive oil that I left with. I'm pretty well hooked. And then I stopped at nuttypb.com, which had a really cool conversation there while trying lots of yummy peanut butter, which I did walk away with a little bit of that too. Because if I'm not going to go explore, I'm going to stock up my kitchen, what little bit of it I have here in the van, with fancy little things to cook with. Because that's something we're going to get into with this eventually. I fancy myself a little bit of an amateur chef. Yeah, chef's a strong word. I fancy myself a little bit of an amateur cook. Let's go with that. If you've got any campsite cooking tips, aka Vanlife everyday cooking tips, let me know. We'll try some stuff out here on the channel, have a good time with it. For right now, I want to check out this little row of stuff. Apparently there's a giant Bigfoot sculpture. I'll get a B-roll shot of that for you real quick. But yeah, we're gonna see what's up over here. Well guys, if you're seeing this, I tried. Man, the rain is crazy. So it's just kind of been non-stop. I fear that where my secret surprise trip was going to be is not going to be very viable. A couple of other major landmarks they've got all fenced off or gated still. I'm sure that's to protect it from the elements and people coming in and everything. So that makes sense. But I think the outdoor portion of my trip may just be over. That's okay, because I got a couple of tips on another thing or two to check out. I'm going to lay down here in the van for a while
and see what the weather does. Maybe it'll clear up enough to do the ghost tour tonight. I'm kind of doubting it. I may just hit the road and head back to a home base for the weekend. But I'll update you on that on the other side of the nap.
Driving away from Jefferson, I couldn't help but think that perhaps there was some truth to the ghost stories about this place. Or then again, maybe it's me. Perhaps I'm haunted or cursed or something like that when it comes to travel. Always catching the rainy weekends or having tire blowouts add to my adventure. But still, even though things didn't go quite as planned, finding adventure was still the name of the game, and I think I managed to do that just fine. I might be a free spirit, but this nomad has a daily grind to get back to. You can't always wait for perfect weather or the ideal conditions. The trick is finding the adventure right in front of you, squeezing the most out of those precious weekend escapes. And on that front, Jefferson definitely delivered. Now, of course, I'll be back. I cannot wait to explore the secret location I still have in store for you guys, and the new spots a local pointed out to me. I really cannot wait to dig into the ghosts of Jefferson, Texas. Now, knowing me, I'll probably pick another rainy weekend just to maintain tradition. But you know what? I bet we'll still make it work. Now, speaking of adventures, if you enjoyed this one, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more journeys. And let me know in the comments what was your favorite part of this trip, what you're looking forward to see from this channel, or maybe just tell us your favorite local ghost story. Once again, thanks for watching, and until next time, drift on, my friends.